Happy Earth Day! Welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua. For this practice, grab whatever props you may need for both Vinyasa flow and Yin and Restorative Yoga. 2 blocks, a strap, a blanket, a pillow, and anything else. Let's begin in a comfortable seat. And any way that is comfortable for you to be able to root your left and right sitting bones and lift the spine tall and the shoulders relax down. So here's a reading from Radical Acceptance, Embracing Your Life with the Heart of a Buddha by Tara Brach. If you get our newsletters, I sent this excerpt yesterday, or actually this morning. Poet Gary Lawless writes, "When the animals come to us asking for our help, will we know what they are saying? When the plants speak to us in their delicate, beautiful language, will we be able to answer them? When the planet herself sings to us in our dreams, will we be able to wake ourselves and act?" Tara says, "When we know that the animals and plants are part of who we are, we can listen and respond. Ignoring the trees is like ignoring our lungs when they are congested and we can't breathe. Extinction of the songbirds means the end of our living music. When the planet herself calls to us in our dreams, if we are in touch with the truth of our mutual belonging, our hearts naturally stir with care. We remember that the web of life is our home. The Bodhisattva's aspiration, may my life be of benefit to all beings, is a powerful tool for remembering our belonging and widening the circles of our compassion." We talked about self-compassion being necessary, a prerequisite for genuine compassion for others. We're going to continue with that practice today, cultivating compassion for our planet, other beings, as well as ourselves, not only in our physical yoga, but in our guided 10 minutes of meditation at the end. I'll be reading another meditation by mindfulness teacher Tara Brach. So as you sit here now, maybe closing your eyes, maybe resting a hand at the center of your chest, heart energy center, and maybe another hand at your lower belly. Begin to feel into your physical body. What's it saying in this moment? Through sensations, including areas of discomfort or tension. And as you tune into the breath, without changing it, observe your energetic state. Sense your mental and emotional state. You might ask your own heart, what do you need right now? Then let the breath deepen as you inhale to your nose. And exhale, long whisper through the mouth. A few more times. Let each exhalation be an invitation to let go of whatever distraction, stimuli, thing on your mind that may be pulling you out of your practice or the present moment. Clearing space to give yourself full immersion in your yoga practice for this hour and 15 minutes or so. Let each inhalation be an invitation of what you're choosing to cultivate through what you're focusing on now, where you're directing your energy, through how you'll nurture your body, your heart, how you'll listen inward and cultivate self-compassion in the way you choose to approach your physical practice. So take a moment to set your personal intention or say your personal prayer for this practice. And then choose someone or something, maybe the natural world, our Mother Earth, to dedicate this practice to, making an offering of it. Then let's join our voices to create resonance as we share practice in community by chanting 3 ohms, honoring the silence at the end of each. Empty this breath. Allow a deep breath in. As you continue to deepen your breath, I invite you to close the lips so that you're just breathing through your nose. Let's begin practicing Ujjayi Pranayama, and that's creating a soft, smooth, whispering sound in the breath by gently narrowing or constricting the back of your throat. We're going to use the sound to link our movement to and pace. So establish the qualities of your intention and the way you're choosing to breathe. And let's begin on our backs. Bending your knees. Oh, and take your strap with you as you come to lie down. Just place the strap off to the side. Bend your knees into your chest and start to rotate your thighs apart at the hip sockets and bring the knees together. So you're drawing wide circles in the air with your knees. And switch it up, go in different directions as we start to lubricate and warm up our hip joints. Breathing in, breathing out. So keep this going. Several more cycles of breath. And then step your left foot on the ground. Take the strap and bend your right knee into your chest so that you can step the ball of your right foot into the strap. Extend your right leg up, curl the toes down so you're flexing the foot. And hold the strap in your right hand as you press your left hand on the top of your left thigh to help keep the back of your left hip on the floor. Now ground the shoulders here and begin to rotate your right thigh externally, which means from the hip socket, turn out the right leg, but keep it where it is. So it hasn't changed location, it's just changed orientation. And then to the breath, slowly open your right leg out to its side, not looking for 100% sensation or stretch as we're just starting here. Go maybe 70% of your range. And if you can do so without straining, straighten your left leg on the floor and curl your left toes up towards your left shin. A few more breaths. In supine, variation of hand to big toe pose. Or in Sanskrit, Supta Uttita Hasta Parangushtasana. On your next in breath, draw your right knee into your chest and remove the strap, stepping your right foot on the ground. Bend your left knee into your chest. Step the ball of the left foot into the strap. Extend your left leg upright, curling the toes down towards your shin, and hold the strap in your left hand. Press your right hand on the top of your right thigh. And start first like you're opening a door. You need to turn the doorknob before you can open the door. So turn the left thigh out, then begin to open the leg slowly. Perhaps extend the right leg forward if you can do so without strain. And if so, curl the right toes back towards your right shin. Sense the quality of the breath here and how you're mindfully infusing the qualities of the intention that you set in the breath. Finding the amount of intensity or the range or depth in each posture that honors where your body is in the moment. Not where we perceive or expect it needs to be. Remember, practicing compassion. Inhale, raise your left leg, remove the strap, bend both knees into your chest, and this time start to rock forward and back a few times, building momentum. So that you eventually stand at the top of your mat in a forward fold with hands clasped behind your lower back. Or hold a strap between the hands, helping to open up the front of the shoulders and loosen the neck by softly shaking and nodding your head a few times. Now see that your feet are at least hips distance apart and parallel. And feel free to bend your knees as much as it allows freedom and length in your spine. How's the breath here? Maybe switch the interlacing of your thumbs on top. Now you might choose to place blocks in front of your feet so that you can press your fingertips onto the blocks if the ground seems too low. As you inhale, press down with the hands and stretch the crown of your head forward, drawing the shoulders back, firm your belly in. Exhale, hinge from your hips, dropping the head. Let's try twice more with a breath. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, rising forward. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Long inhale, lengthen forward. Equal length exhale, bow in. Let's begin Sun Salutation C, moving to the breath. Inhale your arms forward, rising to stand. Coil your chest up into a little back bend. Exhale, join your hands to meet at your heart. Here we go, Surya Namaskar C. Inhale your arms forward, roll your shoulders back and down. Exhale, forward fold. Place your fingertips on blocks or the ground. Inhale, step your left knee back to a kneeling lunge. Look up. Hold your breath and step to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest, then chin, sticking the tailbone up. Inhale, slither your belly to the floor and coil your chest up, cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes and lift your hips back, downward dog. Inhale, step your left foot beside your left thumb, lower your back knee, kneeling lunge, look up. Exhale, step your right foot forward and bow. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, rise into a gentle standing back bend. Exhale, join your hands at your heart in Padasana. One more. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, coil your chest up. Exhale, bow over your legs. Plant your fingertips. Inhale, step right knee back, kneeling lunge, look up. Hold your breath and step to plank. Exhale, Ashtangasana, lower knees, chest and chin. This is a back bend. Inhale, cobra, slide to the floor and drop the shoulders back. Exhale, downward dog, lift your hips back. Inhale, right foot forward, left knee down, Anjaneyasana, kneeling lunge, look up. Exhale, left foot forward, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, your arms forward and up. Roll the shoulders back. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Padasana at the heart. Let's move on to Sun Salutation A as we continue to warm up. Inhale, circle your arms apart. Close the circle with the palms at the top. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Press the blocks to the ground. Inhale, lengthen forward. Walk to plank. Continue the exhale, gliding forward, hugging your elbows towards your ribs in Chaturanga. Then choose Cobra or Upward Facing Dog as you inhale to a back bend. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Let in a few breaths here if you want to pedal out your feet for a moment or move your body in your own way to help loosen it up. Because our next two downward dogs will be holding still. So give it a few breaths. Bending your knees generously. Lift your heels and hips high. Look forward of your hands and empty this breath. Then walk or lightly jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle your arms. Watch your palms touch overhead. Exhale to your heart. Twice more, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, circle the space around you. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, offer your heart forward. Walk to plank or lightly jump to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, Upward Dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, Downward Dog. This time let your body be still for 3 deep breaths. Landing your gaze, your drishti, on one focal point. When you hear the end of your 3rd exhale, then walk or lightly jump to the top. There, inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, bow in. Root down to rise as you breathe in. Exhale to your heart. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bow towards the earth. Inhale, lengthen forward. Walk or lightly jump back. Take it all the way through your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. 3 breaths in stillness. On your next inhale, raise your right leg behind you, squaring your hips to face the floor. But as you exhale, bend your right knee and now turn out the thigh. Feel the difference. Stay here or slowly flip it over into Wild Thing, where you step the ball of your right foot onto the ground to the left of your mat. Keep your left leg straight, leaning on the outer flex foot. And lifting your pelvis high, drop the head back, sweeping the right arm towards your front wall into a back bend. Deeper stretch into the fronts of the shoulders. Make sure that the left shoulder blade is moving down the back here. Couple more breaths. Let's meet in 3-legged downward facing dog. Inhale, press your right heel back. Exhale, bend your right knee towards your nose. Really contract the belly and round into plank here. Step the right foot between your hands, spin the back heel down. Inhale, warrior 2. Pause and breathe. Landing your gaze with intention on one spot just past your right hand. As you bend your right knee directly over the heel, wrap your right outer hip underneath your body and firm the top of your left thigh bone back. Center your spine between your hands, between your feet, by stacking your shoulders right over your hips. Last 2 breaths. Trikonasana. Straighten the right leg, glide your hips towards the back wall, reach your right hand towards the front wall before placing it to the right side of your right shin, right up against your leg so they meet. Raise your left arm up. Notice if it might be helpful for you to use a block here. Keep wrapping your right outer hip under your body and tack the crease of your right hip back towards your outer left foot. Lengthening the right side of your torso as you spiral your chest to face the sky. Again, land your eyes in one spot and let's give it another 3 breaths in triangle pose. Inhale, rise up, back to warrior 2. Exhale, straighten both legs and turn out the left leg from the hip. Star-shaped pose, standing tall. Prepare for a half squat, Skandasana. Join your hands to meet at your heart and bend your left knee as you curl your right toes up, sinking your hips to your capacity. Practicing self-compassion means tuning into your body and letting the sensations guide you. Where is your edge? And do you even need to go to your edge? What's aligned with your intention today? In Skandasana, take a deep breath in, keep both legs turned out, and pass through center in goddess pose, a wide-legged squat. Turn the palms up, sink the tailbone down, and breathe. Then join your hands at your heart again, and bend your right knee into Skandasana. Curl the left toes up so you're flexing the foot, helping you to balance as you sink your hips to your degree. Skandasana, inhale. Now, your left thigh at the hip, rotate the thigh internally so that you can turn to face the front of your mat in a lunge, stepping back to plank and lowering through your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. What is the quality of your breath telling you of how you are balancing effort and ease and nurturing yourself in your practice? Inhale, raise your left leg back, squaring the hips first. Then exhale, bend the knee. And now externally rotate the thigh. Feel the difference. Stay here or start to flip it over into Wild Thing, where you step the ball of your left foot outside the right edge of your mat. Left knee stays bent, right leg is straight, and you're leaning on the outer edge of the right foot flexed. Draw the right shoulder blade down your back as you lift your pelvis and drop your head back. 2 more breaths, whatever variation you're in. Let's return to 3-legged downward dog. Inhale there, press your left heel back. Exhale, round into plank, bending the left knee towards your nose. Feel the navel lift. Feel that power there. Set the foot between your hands, spin the right heel down. Aligning heel to arch. Inhale, cartwheel your arms into Virabhadrasana 2. Right away, set your gaze. Sense the quality of the breath. Feel your left outer hip rotate under, top of your right thigh bone firm back, and your 2 shoulders stack above your 2 hips. Trikonasana. Straighten your left leg, glide your hips back, reach your left arm forward, placing the hand on the left side of the shin, maybe on a block. Spin your chest slightly to face the sky. Land your eyes with intention. Triangle pose. Press through both feet. Inhale, rise up again, warrior 2. Straighten both legs and turn out the right leg, star-shaped pose. Bring your hands to your heart and bend your right knee. Curl the left toes up. Skandasana. Inhale, Skandasana. Keep the legs turned out. Come to center, palms up, goddess pose. Inhale, goddess pose. Hands to the heart. Transition to left knee bent, Skandasana. Right toes curl up. Inhale, Skandasana. Internally rotate the right thigh bone at the hip, high lunge at the top of your mat. Take your last vinyasa here. Downward dog. Let's give it 3 to 5 breaths this time. Use it as a moment to check in with those different layers. The outermost, your physical body. Your energetic layer, your breath. And your mental and emotional layer. How are you honoring what's here now in any of those dimensions of being? Let's come down to our knees and we'll set up for a restorative spinal twist. So take your pillow, place it across the or down the midline of your mat, right up at the front edge of your mat. You may want to have blocks and blankets nearby that you could reach for in case you want to add them on. Let's start by sitting down right up against the rear edge of that pillow, the middle of your mat, so that your right hip is flush against it. Extend both legs straight towards your left wall. Keep your right leg there and slide your left leg down the midline of your mat towards the rear wall, creating a capital L shape out of your legs. Then place your hands to frame the left and right outsides of the pillow. Turn your chest completely to face the front of your mat, adjusting your legs and pelvis comfortably. So you might swivel the right hip slightly away from the pillow. You might bend the knees lightly, relax the toes, and then begin to lower your belly onto the pillow. And if it feels too far to rest comfortably on, and that's where you could do a few things. You can make an incline out of the pillow by placing 1 or 2 blocks underneath the edge of the pillow that's closest to the front of your mat like this. Or you could place a blanket over the pillow, making it thicker, or add a second pillow. Or you could use that blanket and fold it up to land face down so that your forehead rests on it and you can breathe. So adjust your props, be creative, and we'll be here for 20 deep breaths. Once you find a comfortable way to be in this pose, then commit to being in this pose. Let your body be still. Give your brain a job so that it can focus in the present moment. And that job is counting 20 slow breaths. Here we go. Now at your own count of 20 breaths, when you do finish, be very gradual and gentle as you begin to lift your torso upright. Leave the props right where they are. Turn to face the rear of your mat when you're ready to, and extend both legs in front of you, pausing for a few breaths. Letting the spine unwind from the twist. Notice any feedback from your body here or in the breath. Now keep your right leg facing the back of your mat and slide your left leg to your left, which will be pointing towards the right wall. With this L shape in your legs, place your hands to frame the left and right sides of the pillow, and again, turn your chest completely to face the front of your mat, adjusting your pelvis and legs so that you're comfortable. Then begin to lower your torso and notice if this side of the twist may need different prop structures. And as you find a comfortable way to completely rest your body in, again, commit to stillness and begin counting your 20 slow breaths. Taking your time to finish your 20 counts of breaths at your own pace. When you are ready, slowly press your hands into the ground and gently lift your torso upright again. Extending both legs in front of you to sit for a few breaths. And just notice the effects of that asana and how you practiced that asana. Then choose if you might find it helpful to elevate your pelvis on a block or a folded blanket. We're going to be sitting upright just a little bit longer. We had a request for stretching out the neck and shoulders. We've done some shoulders, so let's focus a bit on the neck. Sit in a way that you can balance the two sides of your pelvis, left and right, and feel the full length of your spine. Relaxing the shoulders. Let's take a few breaths of circling them. As you breathe in, roll your shoulders forward and back. As you breathe out, drop them behind you and send them down. Keep going another 4 breaths on your own. Take your time. Feel each part of the rotation. Let this be a practice of concentration. We're not going for a particular destination. We're in the moment through each part of the movement and breath. Then reach your arms behind you to interlace your fingers, pulling your left hand over to the right side of your hips so that we can open up the left collarbone from the sternum. Keep sitting tall, and then drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, stretching into the left side of the neck as we allow 10 slow breaths. Be careful not to overarch your lower back here, in which the pelvis begins to tilt forward, spilling the belly and letting the front ribs protrude forward. Instead, press the sitting bones down, lift the frontal hip bones towards the bottom front ribs, and soften the bottom front ribs towards the back of your body. And when you finish, release your arms and give your arms a little shake or movement to just let energy flow out through your hands, out through the arms, the elbows, the wrists. Feel if your breath pattern has changed in any way at this point. Come back to those slow, even breaths as you switch the interlacing of your thumb and index behind you. And this time pull your your right hand over to the left side of your hips. Then drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Let your head just be heavy, so it's as effortless of a drop as possible. Then begin to count your 10 full breaths. Hug the bottom of your front ribs in. Lift your frontal hip bones slightly and ground down to your sitting bones. And when you're done at your own pace of counting, release your arms again and let your upper body move in any way it needs to just let energy flow. Let life flow through the body, life force energy, prana, chi. Maybe you take some slow head rotations. Keep breathing deeply. A few more breaths. Now, if you're sitting cross-legged, or if you have been, I invite you to switch the cross of your legs. Give the hips a balanced stretch. And now let's bend the elbows apart, cross the right elbow over the left in eagle arms. Whether you hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms, press the tops of your shoulders and hips downward and lift up through your crown. Lift your elbows to the height of your shoulders. Then gently press your forearms forward away from your face. Imagine breathing across your upper back, especially right between your shoulder blades, along the sides of your neck, and across the tops of your shoulders, tracing your trapezius muscle. If you'd like a little more neck stretch focus, drop one ear to one shoulder for maybe 3 breaths, and then switch. Drop the ear to the opposite shoulder for another 3 breaths. Coming back through center, sit up a little bit taller. Lift the elbows slightly higher than the shoulders. Breathe wide across your upper back, tops of the shoulders. Then circle your arms wide apart as you exhale. Bend your elbows apart again and cross the left elbow over the right. Hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms. Garudasana arms, eagle arms. Press the shoulders down, hips down, lift up through your crown. Lift your elbows to the height of your shoulders and gently press your forearms away from your face. Long, even breaths. All across your upper back, neck, and shoulders, send those breaths like an internal massage through the breath. Notice how the inhales offer spaciousness, expansion, and how the exhales offer release, cleanse. Then you might drop one ear towards one shoulder, perhaps 3 breaths before you switch sides. How do you use your breath as a tool for self-compassion? Come back through center, sit up a little taller. Allow a few more breaths into the neck, shoulders, and upper back. Imagine clearing away any tension, debris as you breathe out. Finding clarity and uplift as you breathe in. Then lift your elbows a little higher. Take a full breath in. Long exhale, spread your wings and let it fly. Now let's prepare for a brief pranayama practice of alternate nostril breathing to send us down into Shavasana and prepare us for meditation. If you want to change up the way you're sitting, if you've been sitting cross-legged and already changed legs, you might come into Virasana, hero's pose, some way of sitting on your calves or on a pillow between the ankles. If so, make sure you're pointing your toes back, not turning the feet out. And then feel your spine. Let it be spacious, long, but not rigid. Rest the shoulders down. Feel the open space at your throat and the rest of the passageway for your breath. Alternate nostril breathing, or Ujjayi Pranayama, helps to balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain, promoting neural integration, as well as calm the nervous system, activating the parasympathetic, and helping us to tune further inward as we're paying attention to something so subtle as the breath, as well as breathing gently, not forcefully. So you don't want to hear when you're practicing Ujjayi. It's not like breath of fire. You want to just feel a soft breeze release through the nostril. And then an in breeze gently eases in. So just like that, rest the left hand on your lap. Maybe bring the thumb and first finger to touch to help focus, or Pran Mudra, which cultivates vitality. And that's like a peace finger with a palm face up. The right hand is in Vishnu Mudra, sticking out the thumb, pinky, and ring. Breathing just through the nose, we'll use the right thumb to cover the right nostril when we inhale or exhale through the left nostril. We'll use the right ring and pinky finger to cover the left nostril when we inhale or exhale through the right nostril. Just like that. So you might close your eyes, set your gaze at your third eye or brow center, Ajna chakra, as this breathing practice helps to cultivate or activate the energy there. Empty this breath to prepare. Pause the breath out. Cover right nostril with right thumb. Inhale through the left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Cover left. Exhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Inhale right for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Cover right. Exhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. One cycle's done. Cycle 2. Inhale left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Cover left. Exhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Cover right. Exhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Next cycle. Inhale left for 6. Hold for 3. Cover left. Exhale right for 6. Hold for 3. Inhale right for 6. Hold for 3. Cover right. Exhale left for 6. Hold for 3. Then practice one more cycle on your own, finishing by exhaling through left nostril. When you finish, sit breathing naturally and observe how you feel. And if your eyes are already closed, you might keep them closed as you begin to lower your body for Shavasana. A few minutes of being still and effortless, including effortless in the breath. Close your eyes once you're there. And just like our yin and restorative postures, commit to being still. Resting here another moment, like the check-in you did at the start of your practice. Notice what you feel in your physical body right now. What you feel energetically and in your breath. And what you feel mentally and emotionally. Moving through the koshas or layers of self. Now keep listening inward. You might keep your eyes closed. Begin to move your body gently and gradually from one slow movement to another easy stretch. And as you're moving out of Shavasana, turn gently to your right side and rest your head on your arm, pausing for another few breaths, naturally breathing. As you're ready, press your hands into the earth. Rise up, find a comfortable seat, a way to sit in which you feel grounded, alert, and at ease. This is a guided meditation written by mindfulness teacher and psychologist Tara Brach. And she integrates a traditional meditation practice called Tonglen. She calls this meditation awakening the heart of compassion. So the Tibetan practice of Tonglen cultivates the all-embracing heart of compassion. Tonglen means taking in and sending out. Linked to the flow of the breath, this practice trains you to open directly to suffering, your own and that of all beings, and offer relief and care. The following meditation is a version of Tonglen that can help you awaken compassion in the face of suffering. There are times when Tonglen may be inappropriate. If you're struggling with the terror of having been abused, with unrelenting depression or severe emotional imbalance, Tonglen may cause emotional flooding or a deepened feeling of being stuck. In these situations, rather than practicing Tonglen, seek guidance from a therapist, a teacher familiar with this practice, or a trusted spiritual guide. So sit in a way that allows you to be relaxed and alert. Feel the natural rhythm of your breath. Let your body and mind settle. The traditional practice of Tonglen begins with a flash of remembrance, recognizing the awakened heart and mind. With your eyes open, take a brief moment to sense the immensity of space and the natural openness and emptiness of awareness. Now bring to mind an experience of suffering. It might be your own pain or the suffering of someone close to you, a friend or family member, a pet, or other living being. Let yourself feel this suffering in an immediate, vivid, close-in way. Let it be real to you, the loss, hurt, or fear. As you breathe in, allow this pain to come fully into your body and heart. If it is another being's pain, feel it as if it is your own. Open to the intensity of sensations, whatever they are. Now, as you breathe out, let the pain you are experiencing be released. Let go into the openness of awareness, letting the pain be ventilated in the freshness of open space. With the exhale, offer whatever prayer or expression of care comes naturally for you. For instance, may you be free of suffering. I care about your suffering. I wish you could be happy and peaceful. You might find that at first, you don't actually feel connected to the suffering of hurt, fear, or grief. If this is the case, for a few minutes, you might let your primary focus be with the in-breath and the taking in of pain. Pay special attention to the sensations that arise in your body. Then, as you begin to experience the suffering more fully, resume a balanced practice of taking in suffering and sending out relief. Without any judgment, be aware of how you are relating to suffering. At times, you may feel a courageous willingness to open to the intensity and rawness of pain. At other times, you may feel fearful and your heart may be defended or numb. If you feel resistance, you can do Tonglen with the sensations of resistance. You can do Tonglen with whatever experience arises. Breathe in the feelings of fear or numbness, touching them fully. Breathe out forgiveness, offering the resistance into the spaciousness of awareness. Whether you're feeling willing or resistant, continue practicing with a breath, taking in the raw sensations of suffering and sending out relief, letting go into openness. Now bring to mind all the other beings in the world who experience the same kind of suffering that you have been reflecting on. Sense how, while their stories may differ, our actual experience of physical pain and emotional distress is the same. If you are meditating on the pain of feeling inadequate and rejected, in this moment, millions of other people are feeling the same pain. Sensing the realness of the suffering, begin to breathe in on behalf of all those who suffer in this way. Breathe in the insecurity, grief, or hurt that all these beings are feeling, and experience the intensity and fullness of their pain in your heart. As you breathe out, release this enormity of suffering into boundless space. Let it be held in boundless awareness. As before, with the out-breath, offer whatever prayer might alleviate the suffering. Continue breathing in and out, opening to the universal experience of this suffering, and letting go into spaciousness with prayer. As your heart opens to the enormity of suffering, you become that openness. By offering your tenderness, your awareness becomes suffused with compassion. Continuing to breathe in suffering and breathe out care, sense your heart as a transformer of sorrows. Now, whenever you become aware of suffering, you can practice Tonglen. You might see on the TV news a family who has just lost their home in a flood or fire. You might be traveling on the freeway and see a car accident. You might be at an AA meeting, listening as someone describes his or her struggle with alcoholism. Right on the spot, you can breathe in, letting yourself feel the immediacy and sharpness of that hurt and fear. Exhaling, release the pain into the openness of awareness with a prayer for relief. After spending some minutes in this way, enlarge the field of compassion, breathing for all beings who are suffering from loss or trauma or addiction, including our planet. You might bring your palms together at your heart as we close this practice today. What's one thing you can genuinely appreciate in this moment? And with that feeling of gratitude, call to mind the intention you clarified at the start of this practice. Say it a few times mentally or out loud, and actually feel it in present moment existence. Then remember to whom or what you dedicated this practice to. And as we close chanting 3 ohms, remember that is the sound of our interconnectedness. So feel the ways that you are connected to every being everywhere as you chant those ohms. Let in a deep breath. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.